Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a video today I wanted to make a video about something completely different that has been affecting me lately, and that is I wanted to come out and let people know that I was diagnosed as as being on the autism spectrum. Um, I was I was diagnosed late last year, and I'm the one who actually sought sought out sought out a diagnosis for myself because I started um, just having an interest in autism. I don't know why, but I just felt like I could 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 relate to it. And so the more research I did, the more I felt like it was a strong possibility that I was on the spectrum. So I went and got tested. Took like 3 hours, and I was correct in my thoughts, and I didn't realize how much it affected the the way that I've always seen the world, and the way that that I've always the way that I've always b- behaved. Um, and one of the main things um, that I have issues with, that a lot of people on the spectrum have issues with, is change. I don't like change of any kind, no matter how small it is. I had a I had a I had a real issue today at work because at my job, it's at a call center. Like I said, we have um, three different areas. Um, it's like three different rooms, all with computers, and I am used to sitting in one room. And today, two of my supervisors came up and they told me and this other boy that we would have to move to another room because there were new people that got hired the other day, and they wanted the new people to listen to the top producers um, and see how their phone calls are made. So I was feeling anxious about that, and kind of frustrated that I had to move into this room that I never sit in, um, in in the in the in the in the in the in this corner. Um, but I was frustrated, and then I started to get kind of used to it, and I'm like, okay, this isn't that bad, I guess. And then a few hours later, the new people, they got off early, and one of the supervisors was like, okay, Brianna, now you have to move to this room, which was a different room that I don't sit in either. And so I was really upset. I didn't understand why I had to move um, when the computer I was at was working just fine. And I had gotten really frustrated. I was already feeling overstimulated from having to move all my stuff into a whole nother room at a whole nother desk. And I tried working on my breathing so I wouldn't have um, an anxiety attack. Um, but I still had a a a a a a a little one. I went into the bathroom and cried for probably about 5 or 10 minutes, and then just got back to work. So that was a really stressful day, and usually my job is really laid back and pretty fun, but today was just one of those days where it wasn't, and it was probably out of the frustration or the stress, but I was blocking blocking a lot on the phone, um kind of like I am now tonight. And so I got a few hangups, but I got people who stayed on the phone, um which um which I was actually surprised because it was pretty 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 bad. um and I also wanted to talk about something else, when it comes to me being on the phones at work and stuttering. I think I've talked about this briefly, but I tend not to stutter that much on the phone because I know they're very high volume calls. Um, and we're just trying to, like, they're sales calls, so we're just trying to get the people to say yes, so we can book them. So I typically manage to control um control my speech um on the phone. I raise the inflection of my voice, which is what my boss told me to do because naturally my voice doesn't really have much of an inflection and I can sound really monotone. So he told me to sound more excited, which helps that I'm kind of changing my voice. And I'm also, since I basically say the same things over and over, it's become like really routine. So I've gotten used to it, but I do still have days where I stutter and block on the phone. And it is actually frustrating when people hang up and I'm blocking, but I just have to let it go and just go to the next call and hope. Ah, 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 ah. And hope that it'll be better. Um and as far as my tics have been, they have they have increased a lot. I tick pretty much throughout the ah 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 ah, ah. Stop, stop. I tick pretty much throughout the day now. Um but luckily at work, my supervisor is really understanding. So if it gets to the point where it's really bad, I can just go outside and do what I need to do. But I try to do other things like pace around with my headset on. And somebody at work left a stress ball, so I've tried like squeezing the ball and I like to throw things sometimes to get energy out. So I'll throw it against the wall of the cubicle and try to catch it, or just like bounce it on my desk. But yeah, I pretty much tick um all day now, and I do the head shaking tick a lot, which I realize I do it so much now that sometimes it makes it kind of hard to walk. Um, it affects, like, it makes me kind of lightheaded and affects my balance. So sometimes when I'm walking and I've been doing the head tick a lot, I'll kind of um stagger, and you would probably think I have been drinking. But I I I I I I don't drink at all. So this was a whole lot of subjects rolled into one video. Um but my mind was just um racing with this stuff. So I wanted to say it. And if you guys have any questions about um autism, or um the tics, or the stuttering, I would love to answer them. I'm gonna put a link down below um, with some symptoms that will be in some females with Asperger's. It's not an official checklist, and I actually know there's a better checklist out there somewhere. I just can't remember where I found it. So for the sake of time, I just found this one. But it's it's still pretty good, even though it's not that detailed. And I read a lot of books about women being on the female spectrum that I could recommend if anybody is interested. They were recommended to me, and I really enjoyed them, so I would like to recommend them to somebody else if they were interested. So thank you if you watched the whole video. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm sorry that it was one of my longer videos, but I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.